Hello and welcome back to the Tao Manifesting Tarot. Glad to have you here. This is the audio edition. This is the edition for the multitaskers, people who want to develop their imagination so they can manifest better. And one more note, you may notice looking at the screen, you may not notice, I'll let you know anyway. I have flipped the cards. In other words, the ones that are on the bottom row used to be on the top, the ones that are on the top row were on the bottom. But for some reason, I had this idea, this epiphany, and I went, you know what? I think it would look a little bit better, easier to read if I just switched them. And I did, and I was right. So we got the cards in a little different position, but we have the same fabulous Tao manifesting tarot reading, the audio edition. Yeah, boy, if I have a tough time with my words like that today, God, it's a good thing we're not doing the video edition. Who knows what the heck would turn up. So let's get to the action. Here we go. Tao Manifesting Tarot. We begin at the top as we always do, and at the top we have the Oracle card, Fork in the Road. Okay, life is full of those. Life is full of choices. And that's really what the fork in the road means, right? I could do this or I could do this. There may even be a third or fourth or fifth option. Doesn't make any difference. There's a fork in the road. And I would say by virtue of that, you have very few choices, but they're critical. They'll move you in totally different directions. So you are now taking a look at this idea of, which way do I go? I can't figure it out. In time you will. In time you will. We're coming up to the eclipse season. And I think a lot of things are going to be revealed and unrevealed and a whole bunch of stuff wide open for you that you're maybe not even thinking now about, but they will present themselves for you. So, what you're confronting, the energy, fork in the road. We go to the left side of the upper row and we have the Page of Swords. Pages always, as I mentioned, change the storyline. So the Page of Swords is kind of a revitalization in the sense that you're ready to embrace new challenges, to be honest. You're ready to learn. And here we go with the fork in the road. I'm stuck. I can't make a decision. Yes, you will. Yes, you will. And I think the eclipse season, the next 4 weeks or so, are going to make a huge difference, really open things up for you. And in fact, if you know anything about astrological eclipses, they actually can go on for 6 months or longer after the eclipses. So this could take us way into maybe next spring or summer. And you know intuitively it's that important, the fork in the road, and it's the Page of Swords that is making you aware that you have to be ready to embrace new challenges. And I think you are, or getting close. Next card over, the Fool. My favorite card next to the Sun. Because the Fool is not foolish. As we're talking manifesting, we're talking about faith. For a lot of people who are not locked into faith, the Fool may seem foolish because there's no rhyme or reason. I mean, we can't connect the reality. 3D, 5D don't match. Well, first of all, they're not supposed to. Secondly, the Fool is the exhibit of faith in my mind, especially when we're doing manifesting readings, because they're stepping out in faith. They really can't see the end result, but they know it's there. And so they're willing to take a chance. And doing so usually turns out pretty well. So I love the idea of there's a fork in the road. You got to make a decision. The Page of Swords says you will. You are ready to make that change, to make that adjustment, to embrace new challenges. And the Fool just confirms that. Yes, I'm ready. I'm not going to be idiotic about it, but I'm going to keep the possibilities in mind. I'm going to keep the faith. Over on the right side, the first card on the right side, we got the Ace of Pentacles. Values, 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 values. It always kind of centers down to that. And you go, geez, why do you mention that all the time? Because they're that important. If you don't have values, you have nothing. And if you take a look at the world today, you can clearly see sense of values are all screwed up. Things are more important than people. You see the end result. It's a lack of values. It's a lack of consistency. It's a lack of spirituality. There's no depth. It's shallow, greedy, insecure. So you want to avoid that. And the reason you want to avoid that, go over one card, the top card on the right, Six of Cups. Six of Cups, yeah, nostalgia. No question about it. Could be somebody from your past. Okay. I don't think it is. I think it's a memory. I think it's a feeling. Remember we were talking about the Fool, acting on faith? We were talking before that about the Page of Swords, some new information coming in because you're at that fork in the road. Well, I think that's what it's all about. You're going to go back to the past. There's a feeling, maybe even a person represents something to you. Something over the next month is going to come back from the past. It's going to really strengthen your values. You're going to go, yeah, God, I remember as a kid that was important, and it still is important. So then you're going to activate the Fool, step forward in faith, because the Page of Swords says you are ready for that fork in the road. You are ready. You may not feel like it, but situations will present themselves where, boy, you'll be getting into it pretty good. Let's go to the bottom row. Right now, Seven of Cups is prevailing. Seven of Cups is delusion, illusion, daydreaming. What for me it really is, when you're dealing with this kind of energy and we're talking about manifesting, what's really going on is you have too many choices, too many options. You think. Coming into this time where you want to rearrange and change and grow and figure out which fork in the road you want to take, you have too many choices, too many things that are confusing you. That's done purposely. Because if they can toss so many choices in your direction that you're looking at all of them, then you're really looking at nothing. And so that becomes self-delusion. You think you need this, you think you need that, and you don't need any of it. That's the nostalgia. That's the Six of Cups. That's the Ace of Pentacles, knowing what the value you have. Page of Swords being open to the changes, and the Fool making those changes. You're going to hit that fork in the road. Next card over, though, is Five of Swords. And the Five of Swords basically says it's a hollow victory. You're sacrificing your integrity. You bought into the game. You bought into the system. It's confused you with the Seven of Cups so that you really don't know what you want. You just want. They gotcha. They gotcha. You are confused. Five of Swords says, okay, even if you're winning at this game in the 3D, you're actually losing. You got to change your thinking. You got to change your sense of value. You got to go to the past, find that connection to the past that strengthens you so that you can act in faith, take the right fork in the road. You can do this, but you got to get the clutter out of the way. You got to walk away from the game, because that's really all it is a game. And you're playing by their rules, which means you're never going to win. Let's jump over the vice versa card. We'll go to the right side of the bottom. Magician, you can do magic. It's that simple. Not going to make it a big drawn-out deal. You can do magic because you realize your potential and you're determined. That's why all these parts and pieces fit together. You get rid of the confusion. You quit playing the game. You go back to your past to review your value system, and then you act in faith. And you can do it. You are ready for change. You are ready to take that fork in the road. You have the strength. Final card on the right side at the bottom. You have the strength to do this. I know it may not appear like right now, but that's why I say the eclipse season is so very, very important. It's going to open up things in your head, in your heart, in your spirit. It is a very, very powerful eclipse, actually, the next 4 weeks or so. So tune in. Do not tune out. You tune out, you're going to be faced with the fork in the road. And you may not like the choice or the options. The final card, vice versa card, going forward, we have the Ace of Swords. Mental strength, clear thinking, breakthroughs. I'm telling you, this eclipse season is powerful. You are facing a fork in the road somewhere in your life. Up to this point, you have been confounded by all the choices, the options, the scares. Oh, we're doing this, we're doing that. Oh, the world's coming to an end. Oh. They do that purposely. It's a psyops game. They're messing with your head. If they can keep you confused, they got you. But you're at a point right now where you have an option. That fork in the road is being confused or being clear. Which one of the two do you want to be? You have the power, you have the ability, you have the options to make it clear and to make the right choice. Or you can continue to put your head right where the sun doesn't shine and live your life and leave your life in the hands of other people who don't care about you. Your choice. Fork in the road. Am I going to be conscious with my life, or am I going to go on unconsciously and let them lead me? You'll make the right decision. You can do this. So that's the tarot reading for today. More again tomorrow because I do a brand new Read 365. I'll be looking forward to you and I getting together and manifesting tarot together. It's fun when we do it together. Between now and then, peace and blessings.